The trouble with us is we're in a rut. Too much work, no play. We don't take time to see our old friends.
Yes, not so many of our old friends left, Michael.
Hello. Welcome everyone to your Monday Night Tech and Chill Show Unplugged. I'm your host Ben, and we are of course live. Yes, bringing you your weekly update in all the latest things in the world of tech. And yeah, we're pretty much going to dive straight in and really talk about this one, man. It's going to be a crazy one. It's going to be a crazy one. It's like it's crazy. The stuff that we've been seeing this week, it's really going to be popping off. So yeah, we're going to sit down. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to really discuss. And yeah, it's going to be a really good one. We're going to be talking about all things related to Xiaomi's crazy out of the blue concept of what they have in mind for the Xiaomi 12S Ultra. I think they really want to take on interchangeable pro level cameras with those bigger sensors and really make them useful. And they kind of really want to show off that whole partnership with Leica and bring it to fruition. And we are going to talk about, just at the end, the state of affairs with Twitter, man. My goodness, what? Verification for everyone. Bring me in, I guess. And then obviously we're going to continue that conversation from before as well. But before we do, we're going to pretty much jump into the chat and see how everyone is. But even before we do that, please do let me know how the live stream is. If it's coming through fine, if it's stable, if audio is good. If there's any issues, please do let me know in the comments section below. First, I could already see where the problem is. Right, we should be back in. Apologies. I had it on the what do you call it? I had it on the 5G Wi-Fi. Just it's weird. I'm in a bit of a predicament when it comes to my internet connection. The 5G is better for downloads, but for upload, the home internet is more consistent. But yeah, we should be smoother now. No drop frames, and audio should be coming through really nice and smooth. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone has had a great first week of the month so far. 7 weeks pretty much left, so we are closing in. And yeah, hopefully we should be seeing some good results. And we're going to be talking about just what the state of affairs is for me and pretty much going into next year and what we want to be finishing off. Hey, we're going for 30k subs. It's going to be a hard one, but I've got some things in play in terms of content that you're going to be seeing to really help push that forward. So yeah, we're just under, oh dear Lord, burp me, squeeze me. So we are just under 200 subscribers to hit 27k subs. We are 3k subs away. Now, we've been averaging over 1.5k subs since August. And if we can maintain that, we could hit 30k subs by the end of the year. And that is a level of motivation I really need, because I'm going to share some stuff with you all. You guys all be in the live squad. But before we do, man, people are in here. We're going to acknowledge everyone, but we always got to acknowledge the ones that drop the direct donations first, man. And the homie Technically T, he don't mess about when he's joining, man. He does not mess about when it comes to the $20 super chat. And I pray LeBaron, LB doesn't pop up in here, because last time, what you lot did, yeah, I had to chapter that whole section into like a super chat war. I had to chapter the whole section. So again, I'm going to acknowledge that from the jump as well. Anyone that's actually watching this or finds this live stream as a normal video, I do put chapters in there from the intro music to the intro to me saying hello to everyone, acknowledging, jumping into the first topic, jumping into Q&A, jumping into the second topic, jumping into the final Q&A, and then also doing a content recap for the channel or all things related to Lover of Tech Media. So yes, it feels a bit more long form. Sometimes we'll do it longer when we got the special live streams going on. But yeah, I will have chapters in there to make it easier for you to watch. And of course, we are streaming this live in 4K UHD. So if you've got the capacity and you've got the bandwidth, select hard in 1080p, go up the way up to 1440p and then to 2160p, 4K ultra high definition for the crispiest live streams on Tech YouTube on a Monday night. And again, letting it all sink in so you got, you can really take it in and really see the appreciation, man. Technically, T, bro, as per usual, man, our catch up is overdue. We've got to do that tomorrow, no doubt. I appreciate the, direct donations as per usual. And yeah, really, really appreciate you coming through as per, not missing out, man. But in the meantime, let's acknowledge everyone and let's say hi to the people, them. Let's say hi to the people, then. We've got here the man, the fire, the dragon, Jimmy. What's good, man? Thank you for being here. Hey, 3 times. And we've got Darrell, or Darrell, so is it Darrell? Is it Darrell? Darrell Reeves? Here for the beginning for a change. And I appreciate you being here from the jump and from the get-go. Please do share it out. We are live now. Retweet and share it out. Karim, what's good? Yo, what's going on? Jimmy with the instant transmission, as per usual, doesn't miss. We're always trying to keep this around 8 o'clock UK time. Before it was British summer time. Now it's GMT, back to Greenwich Mean Time. We always try to keep it around 8 o'clock that time, unless we're doing a special live stream where we try to push it a bit later. Your 10 p.m., sometimes midnight, to let my people from the Americas really join in, because they really do give that content a push when we're doing our special live stream reviews. Last one we did was the Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro, and it's still getting crazy views. I really, really appreciate the support. The homie Fresh, Fresh is on the road to 10K subs. His time is now, baby. His time is now, bro. Your time is now, man. I appreciate you showing up, bro. Everything's good. I love that. How was everyone's Halloween? Didn't really do Halloween, if I'm going to be honest with you. Looking good, bro. Appreciate it, man. Obviously, T with the $20 super chat. 44 weeks in already. Yes, it is. T already in. Of course, you don't mess about. How much would you recommend I sell my Galaxy Watch 4 44mm Wi-Fi for as I'm planning to upgrade to the Pixel Watch 2? I wouldn't get rid of your Galaxy Watch 4 for Pixel Watch, if I'm going to be honest with you, in my personal opinion. You know it, bro. As always, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that still. I appreciate that. So far, we've got 17 concurrent viewers. Really appreciate you people coming through and showing out as per usual, man. It really does make a difference. And like we discussed, we're going to really dive in and we're going to talk about what we've seen in the title, which is, of course, Xiaomi pulling out some craziness. Xiaomi are pulling out some craziness. When I say they're pulling out craziness, I mean they're pulling out the craziness. And I like it. Unnecessary, potentially. But we're going to talk about what we're seeing so far from them in terms of concept phones, right? And I do like the fact that they like to dabble in the concepts, because there's a bit of hardware underneath that they want to showcase. And I want to touch on it, and I really want to talk about what we're seeing so far when it comes to what Xiaomi are putting forward to the Xiaomi 12S Ultra concept. All right, we're gonna flip it, reverse it, go to the next cutscene, transition through, full screen it. This is from Xiaomi's official YouTube page. As you can see, Xiaomi verified 2.27 million subscribers. Meet the Xiaomi 12S concept. We're gonna run this, and we're gonna see what this is all about.
Xiaomi 12S Ultra 是我们最为自豪的产品。小米影像大脑融合徕卡光学和对画质的理解，让我们真正打造了一部适合抓拍和创作的专业影像手机。但其实，在发布之前，内部有2个项目同时在跑。
其中一个接近传统手机的形态，而另一个虽然外表看上去差不多，但其实有一个
They took the
完
ring
整
off.
低音寸传感器搭配专业镜头独有强大的光学素质，它所带来的解析力、画面的重进度、真正光学的前景声，让这些照片和手机摄影明显拉开了差距。
实现这个思路的关键是第2颗直取光1英寸传感器，不同于以往手机配件的思路，它绕过了手机原本的镜头，直接获得外部光线，减少了光线折损。安装在相场的正中央，获得最清晰的画面。结构再次加固，镜头卡口直接固定在整机中框上，表面由蓝宝石玻璃保护。避免了日常使用造成磨损。
Nah, okay. This is, I'll be honest with you, this is the first time I'm seeing the video in full-fledged.
安装方式和相机相同。
It's the same installation method. Simple quick twist.
软件上支持峰值、对焦、斑马线、直方图等常用工具。
I ain't gonna lie, this is low key sick still.
可以拍摄10bit的 RAW 格式文件。
我们和大家一样，看到这个原型，也不免产生启发。概念机的目的，就是在保持便携性的基础上，将一部分影像能力外置出来。我们原以为的瓶颈就一下子被拓宽了。
它既是旗舰手机，又可以摇身一变成为一台专业的影像设备，既便携又强大。
这就是小米12S Ultra 概念机。
Mad.
Xiaomi.
Mad. That's okay. I hate to admit it, yeah. That's low-key kind of trippy still. That's actually kind of sick. That is actually kind of sick. Right, I've got some more details on there. Matthew, shout out to Matthew. He's in the studio, as you know. Pretty much Monday, Matty Cobb's in the chat. Pretty much giving me the breakdown details. You've got a dual 1-inch sensors. One of them is exposed, as obviously explained in there, and obviously it uses the Leica M mount lenses, and you know, from their film cameras, actually, meaning that the exposed sensor will not support autofocus. So it's manual focus only. So features that usually array, the features usually array of focus, exposure, assist tools, focus peaking, and histograms. Okay, cool. Camera controls are still touch-based without any physical shutter button. Right, okay, that's fair. Can capture 10-bit raw stills, and obviously around the 2 minute, 10 minute mark, 2 minutes, 10 second mark, an adapter is shown to be connecting between the phone and the lens. Okay, right. And this is possibly an adapter for the Leica arm mount lenses. Seems to be very limited and obviously high price as well, alongside the M mount lenses that start from around £2,000. Wow. Okay. We got some details in there. Let me take off studio mode. Right. Ooh. Wow. Okay. This okay. I'm actually glad I didn't watch the video. All I saw was literally pictures of it popping out on Twitter. We're gonna talk about Twitter. Twitter next to close off. This is low-key sick. Okay. The utility. I think what this does is it makes you have to be more intentional with your shooting. It does have to make you more intentional with your shooting. I don't think this is not for the normal person. I think this is as close as walking to the bridge of what we want from a slim form factor device that can transform into a more dedicated camera without bringing a dedicated camera. Those Leica M lenses seem to be very small and compact in their own way, in their own unique way. So I'm trying to think, who is it for? I don't think it's for any particular person, right? But if it is going to be for someone, I think it will be for people like me and you. You'll be surprised. Not all content creators are camera junkies. Not all content creators go into making content because they love video as per se. right? But sometimes what happens on the road of learning how to make content, especially video, is that the byproduct is you do get better at knowing how to produce content video wise, from sound direction, set design, lighting, especially exposure, video, codec, frame rate, resolution. You get that. I ended up catching that. I caught that bug. So I'm a bit of a obsessionist when it comes to keeping things simple, but keeping it very high quality, just walking that line. If you see someone like Fresh in the comments, man, Fresh is probably one of the most talented people I know on the camera, but especially in the edit. Where I fall short is I don't enjoy editing that much. But I think this phone is more closer to people like us that want the justification of what ultra should be in a smartphone, right? And I'm all for it. No joke. I'm actually all for companies wanting to justify. Dear Lord, blooper. Sneeze. I'm all for companies pushing the boundaries of wanting to prove what an ultra product is about. And this does do that in their own right. They're leaning into their partnership with Leica. They're leaning into, like, you know, what they're doing with Sony with the bigger 1.8 sensors becoming more useful and more utilitarian. Okay, I don't know about utilitarian just because of the fact that the quick, easy access of being able to switch from your main sensor to an ultra-wide or zoom goes away. But at the same time, it doesn't. It doesn't because that's what an interchangeable lens system gives you. It gives you the ability to go for a wider focal length. Prime lenses that really give you a genuine larger opening f-stop aperture down to f1.1, 2, well, more f1.2, f1.8 as the common one, below f2 or f2, f2a. But in a genuine optics, again, there's trickery like periscope zoom with folded lenses that mirror each other to zoom further. But at the end of the day, the lens optics that we use in these smartphones, right? You'd be surprised. Most of them are not actually glass elements. They're plastic. And also the depth of them in terms of where you can actually cover the lens, get the resolution, get the clarity. It's not going to be on the level of what you get with these dedicated interchangeable lenses. So this is bridging that gap, right? So this might suit maybe people like us who, especially the ones that travel, and maybe you've got time to really soak in the sight and you want to take out the camera, attach it to the lens, and then take a shot from your smartphone, but without having to bring a whole separate camera system. Really helps to walk that bridge of what an ultra device, an ultra smartphone is meant to enable those pro to ultra users. It may not be frequently, but it might just be enough in those cases where you know your phone has that access and you know that you're able to take that capability. This is not for the normal person that loves the convenience of being able to switch between your main, your wide, your wide, your ultra wide, as well as your zoom very quickly, right? This ain't for the ones that, again, when that lens is on, you ain't putting it in your pocket. You get what I'm saying? You're not putting it in your pocket. It's not that kind of party, right? That's the convenience of your smartphone that gives you. But if this concept bridges the gap of giving you that with the ability to attach the lenses that you're used to that will give you either the extra reach or the really, really, really genuine bokeh and depth of field because it's on the main sensor with the right optics, with the right aperture or f-stop that goes all the way below f2 down to f1.2 or f1.8, even on a 1-inch sensor, because you know the progression that goes 1 inch, APS-C, full frame, medium format. Even on a 1-inch sensor, you slap the right interchangeable lens on it, even with how they've done it, you're going to get a much better genuine depth of field, right? Especially a deep depth of field compared to what you would get with portrait mode, right? Even with all the benefits of computational photography that comes with portrait mode nowadays that I really enjoy on smartphones. I see what Xiaomi are doing here, and it takes me back to what Samsung were doing with the S4 zoom and the K zoom. Now, those were more of the point and shoot variety. Now, we do have to admit that the 1-inch sensor, as great as it is on a smartphone, in the prosumer to pro level cameras, it is still synonymous with camcorders and point and shoot cameras. Point and shoot cameras being your ZV1, your RX100 cameras from Sony. Camcorders being your, I think, the Canon camcorders and the JVC camcorders that are kind of more of the bridge nature, where the lens isn't interchangeable, but it gives you some crazy level zoom because of the crop factor nature and the extended zoom that's on there, right? 1-inch sensors are still synonymous with that. Where the prosumer to pro level cameras, even in cinema cameras, that they named them as Super 35 or APS-C, right? It's really from APS-C upwards up until full frame, which full frame is kind of where you want to be at nowadays. That's where the game is kind of being played. But obviously, APS-C strikes back with cameras like the FX30, and especially what Fuji are doing with the XH2S, XH2, and the XT5. Great. 40 megapixel APS-C sensors, 26 megapixel stacked and whatnot. But I still think this gives the idea, and this, again, concept. We see this in automotive, where car companies show concepts of their design. Audi were probably the most prominent with that. And then I think over the years have really trickled those type of concept design and technology into their day-to-day cars now, which on road look concept, like the daytime running LED lights on their cars. I love the fact that companies like Xiaomi are actually showcasing what their concept of a true ultra phone can be. The downside to it is that economy of scale. I don't think they're going to be able to scale this up. Of course, they're not going to be able to scale this up. The access in terms of the lenses and what the cost of the lenses is going to be like in terms of, Leica lenses are not cheap, people. Like 2Gs and above, like that's not for any normal person that you're going to be able to sell it to when they buy the Xiaomi 12S Ultra and be like, yeah, you need to drop extra change on these lenses and it's going to be thicker. You're not going to be able to fit into your pocket and stuff. You have to be really, really on game. You have to be on game. And then when you're on game to that level, the question always comes down. If you're going to do that anyway, get a proper Leica camera. You might as well just get a proper Leica camera and just go ham. You see? So it's almost a case of, how can I put it? It's crossed the line enough where you're like, what's the point? Why not just use the proper camera? But also walking that line of, yeah, that's an ultra phone. Like, I want an ultra to be able to just be a normal phone. And when I want to just put a proper piece of glass on it to increase the level of optics in terms of the image quality, especially prime lenses. Oh, yeah. Imagine a 135 millimeter equivalent with an f1.8 aperture, but with the equivalent crop factor of a 1-inch sensor. That's still going to give you some crazy portrait depth of field if you're shooting someone. It's crazy. I don't know what a crop factor would be on a 1-inch sensor, but I think the adapter that they put in between probably compensates that to a 2x to what you would get with micro four thirds. I miss micro four thirds. So it's 1-inch MFT, micro four thirds, APS-C full frame, and a medium format. So this is a very, very, very interesting one. I wasn't expecting this. Now, I said it's insane, right? I said it's insane. Does Samsung have to worry? Nah. You see, the problem with Xiaomi is not that they're not scared to do these crazy things. If you remember the Mi Mix Ultra, we had the Mi Mix Ultra. We went through the Mi Mix Ultra. I think was it the Mi Mix Ultra where it was like an all-screen wraparound device. Oh, hold on. I think I'm buffering. Hold on a minute. Hopefully we should be back. We should be back and streaming stably. Sorry, it keeps dropping. Internet's an enemy of progress. Lord, I can't wait for that to be fixed. it's not that what they're doing is not good. It's just even the problem Xiaomi have to an extent is that even their normal phones, in terms of their normal phones, like what you see with the 12T, 12T Pro, in terms of scaling up these phones for availability globally, it's still low-key a mini struggle. Don't get me wrong, they've done a lot better. The 12T in UK, you can buy it from Amazon. 12T Pro, you can buy it from Amazon. Great competitive pricing. You know, the 12T even undercuts the Pixel 7 in a way because it's $499 from what I believe, compared to, you know, $699 from what you get with the 12T Pro. Both are great in terms of 120-watt charging. Ridiculous stuff. Ridiculous stuff. Like the fastest charging phones I've tested and used on my channel, right? But something like this isn't going to scale up, right? And even Samsung tried it, like I said, with the S4 zoom and the K zoom, way ahead of its time in the kind of bridge point and shoot nature. They didn't carry on with it. Now, do I wish Samsung was doing more of these type of concept phones? Potentially. But to be honest, I think Samsung have matured to a level where they don't really dabble with stuff like that no more, right? It's really about perfecting this, right? Not just in terms of economy of scale, but in terms of durability, reliability, and perception of these non-solid state foldable devices. And that's where Samsung's at right now. And their problem is making sure that they've got an S Pen built into the body. The battery life is big enough. The durability in terms of protection against elements with IP ratings getting up to scratch. The main thing that we all keep saying is like, yo, for the bank that we're paying for these devices, please let us have the ultra level camera, i.e. not just the 3x zoom, which we're happy to see it, and you finally got rid of the 2x, but also give us a 10x periscope, give us a 108 megapixel main sensor, and give us the updated ultra-wide, because you didn't update the ultra-wide, and the ultra-wide is kind of butt cheeks on the Fold 4, right? All these kind of things right there. The Flip 4, even for the price, it's the same price as what you're getting with the Galaxy S22 and S22 Plus. There's still no zoom. Like, I still want a 3x zoom on that. If I'm paying for that price, I don't really want to sacrifice to just using a wider than ultra wide at 12 megapixels. That's my personal opinion. So I did these camera comparisons and stuff to really showcase it and what in terms of the differences, right? That's where Samsung's kind of maturity has grown to, that this is what they're doing with their SDK development. Samsung has put themselves in a maturity level where they have definitively become the best for Android monthly security patches, and they are the only Android OEM that is offering 4 generations of OS version updates. 4 generations of OS version updates. They're the only ones doing that. Not even Google do that. Google are still on 3 generations. Whether they're going to change that or not, obviously the security updates is up to 5 years on both, but in terms of OS version updates, Samsung should be getting an extra generation on top of Google. This is the level in terms of maturity that Samsung have gone to, where I don't think they want to go back and revisit, you know, these type of concept devices anymore. And they even went as far as, this is one area that I really wish that they never got rid of in terms of their team. Their Samsung NX camera team. Samsung, that NX1 was one of the first cameras way ahead of its time to be doing 10-bit and H.265. It's only now that H.265 as a compression codec is even usable thanks to what Apple are doing with their ARM chips, and thanks to what NVIDIA are doing with their 3000 series, 2000 series, 4000 series, hopefully AMD as well with their 7000 series of their RX graphics cards, where they can decode and encode these codecs. They shut that down. They were way ahead of their time. So I just don't think Samsung have got anything to worry about in terms of being in trouble. There's always that case of, oh, Samsung are lazy, they're not doing stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you see where their maturity level's gone to and how they produce their devices on a hardware level, their software support programs, please, Xiaomi, from my knowledge, Xiaomi haven't run any beta program for Android 13. No one knows what's happening with them with Android 13. Xiaomi 12T and 12T Pro, Android 12 out of the box. It's not to put Xiaomi down, but the flip reverse of how I'm so gassed. Oh, I think we're buffering. We're buffering. Are we back? We're buffering. Oh dear Lord. Let me just. Retweets. Apologies, people. I just want to make sure that we're good. Are we good? I think we should be good. I think we're good. So, like I was saying, back to the original point, this is always the hard part, but you got to remember like what you were saying before. Don't know why I'm suffering so much technical issues with the internet today, but enemy of progress. But we shall persist and get through. The same way I will praise them for really trying to justify what this 12S and what their Ultra line is about, and praise them for it, and actually say, keep doing it. Keep finding ways to justify what Ultra means to you and your audience, means to you, Xiaomi as a company, means to Xiaomi and their partnership with Leica, and also to their audience, right? Keep doing that. But then at the same time, in the same breath, it's not going to be a case of Samsung are in trouble, because no, they're not in trouble. Samsung actually was doing this before. They've matured to a certain place where they are becoming the brand that we actually need them to be above all. Not just one. I think what they're doing with foldable, it's a one. But also just how they're handling it in terms of making it accessible, more countries, carrier partnerships, availabilities, trading program, so many things. These are all the things where it stops you from doing the ridiculous crazy, right? If that makes sense. It stops you from doing the ridiculous crazy. And sometimes when you stop having to do the ridiculous crazy and hone in on things that you need to do, i.e. the rumors coming around the fact that we're not going to have Exynos anymore, and we're probably going to have finally Snapdragon and Qualcomm all global round. That's the company that we need Samsung to be. Not to be messing about and doing this split Exynos and Snapdragon. You're the only company that does it. Stop doing that. They are becoming the company that we need them to be. And sometimes becoming that puts you in a position where, sometimes the competition comes and does something that looks a bit more spectacular and you think, oh, no, Samsung have dropped the ball. Nah, they haven't. They haven't. They're just in a much more mature place to be doing things that actually long-term, it's more beneficial to you as the end user and to them as a company in terms of profit. Of course, they're not a charity. They're trying to make their bread. They're trying to make their money. And also the perception of long-term reliability. Right? All these security patches, they fix instabilities, whether it's glitches, app support, vulnerabilities, over a long period of time, performance, hopefully. This is the perception that will give end users that when the last Samsung I bought was stable as a rock, right? It's not like it got to year number 2, and then because there's no security updates or no OS version, your favorite app doesn't get supported, or something just goes off that just sticks with you, right? They don't want that stigma anymore, right? So they want to innovate, but also be the mature brand and company that we need them to be. So I love what I'm seeing with the Xiaomi 12S Ultra. Do I want to see it and use it myself? Hell yes. You think if I was given an opportunity, I wouldn't be backing it to see it myself and use it in person? Best believe I'm on it, right? But on the flip side of the coin, is Samsung in trouble? No. Where Samsung will really be in trouble with Xiaomi is when they can really scale these type of things up, like what they've been able to do with foldable. On top of scaling it up in terms of accessibility of pricing, maturity when it comes to software support really has to improve. And when they get there on a consistent basis, that's when Samsung should be in trouble. For now, that's not the case. I don't think Samsung have got much to worry about at all. That is the Xiaomi 12S Ultra. Boy, bit of a rocky way to get in with this internet, but let me hydrate and come back. Whew, we are 35 minutes in. Let's see what's good. Let's see what's popping. Let's see what's up. 8 p.m. GMT, back to usual time. Yes, usual time. Again, if it's not a special review live stream where we're reviewing the hottest topics or the hottest products, we do that. We did that with, I think the best one this year, definitely was the Samsung one, right? Unpacked in August, we went ham. That's one staple piece I'm so proud of that we pulled off. We did that with the iPhone 14 Pro. We did that with the Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro. Those type of moments, we really get down and dirty and we make it happen. And hopefully the next one is probably going to be the Galaxy S23 series. So watch out for that one. Hopefully for next year, I still have access, but we're going to discuss that in the end and kind of share so that you guys are not really caught off guard in terms of what's going to be happening. Hey, bro, hope you enjoyed the old fashioned the other week. I got you. Nah, nice. No, I did, man. I did. I appreciate that still. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Would you say me selling my my S22 for the Pixel 7 Pro is a good idea? S22. All right. This is the S22. 6.1 inch Pixel 7 Pro. Yeah. It is. Generally speaking, phones within the same year, to trade within the same year, I'll be honest, I don't want to be the one encouraging, just, or tribalism or just upgrade. Do you really need to change? Don't get me, if you can afford it and it's within range, if the S22 has been giving you problems, then you will notice the upgrade, the extra. If you can keep your S22, keep it. Honestly, not much is going to happen unless you really just want to move, Irish Ryan, yes. Nah, it was really good. It was really good. The hotel was a vibe as well, man. It was really good. It was really good. Thanks for jumping in, man. And enjoy Qualcomm. Enjoy Honolulu, Hawaii as well, man. You're going to be at the Snapdragon Summit, mate. So enjoy it. Buy a lens and get a free phone. Yeah, you know what? Maybe Xiaomi needs to jump onto that, right? Buy the Leica lens and you'll get the 12S Ultra concept. You know what? I like that. The M-mount lenses also have such a wide apertures that some lenses are going as wide as f/0.95. Damn straight. Like it's just this. It's a really interesting thing that's been done. So I like that. I like it. We've got to cut it fair on both sides. Why would you not recommend selling my Galaxy Watch 4 44? Because there's no need. It's only a year old. The Galaxy Watch 4 is from 2021. Look, I'm not a watch person. I'm not. But even I have to admit, like, the Pixel Watch is a very first generation-ish type of product, I wouldn't necessarily, if I'm into watches, I wouldn't necessarily go from a Galaxy Watch 4 to a Pixel Watch just because I have a Pixel 7. In my personal opinion, I think it runs Wear OS. I think it will do fine. I know maybe it's not me reaffirming what you want to do, and you can still do what you want to do, but I just wouldn't change it. It's mad to see these phone concepts come to life, especially seeing how far the best camera phones have come, like the Nokia 808 PureView, Lumia 1020, and the Vivo and Zeiss collab. Yeah, when you see these things come to life, it's amazing. It's amazing, and everyone always says, "Well, it's pointless." It's not about pointless. We can make so much justifications that Ultra and Pro phones should not exist. Why do you need 5x zoom? Why do you need 10x zoom? There's a lot of these Ultra phones that are so pointless. It's pointless. But my point is, when you're in that realm, why not justify your version of what an Ultra is? Samsung's one is the 10x zoom with S Pen support, right? They've justified their Ultra. Xiaomi is, hey, we're leaning into our partnership with Leica, right? We're going to have a 1-inch camera sensor in there, and we're going to take it that bit further with our concept phone, where we can make the system interchangeable with a reinforced mount, with an adapter, and access to Leica's premium M-mount lenses. That's their version of Ultra. I love that. It's just some areas are going to come with pros and cons in terms of economy of scale, cost, accessibility, form factor, whatever it is, right? You work with it, but I love seeing it. Buffering quite a bit. Hopefully we're stable now. It's fine now. A 1-inch sensor crop factor is approximately 3x. It might be slightly more, but yes, it is higher than the 2x that you would get from a Micro Four Thirds sensor. Much better now, thankfully. Better better and quicker than Google. Don't know about quick. Whoa, yeah. Oh, better, quicker than Google, definitely they are. The next one was one of the only first few cameras to actually record 4K, proper oversample 4K, up to 30 frames a second, 422 10-bit, and H.265. 265. It was way ahead. The NX camera system was way ahead of its time. You see the you know the vibes. Yes, Mr. Bailey in the house, Portland, Jamaica in the building. Lenny, what's good? Hopefully you're in here as well. Appreciate you being here. Bow, 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 extra bow. Yes, how are you? Doing well? Yes, thanks. Glad to see Bailey and Jimmy getting along. 4K crispy as always, Magenta as per usual. Like, we like to do that. We like to do that. We like to do that. We do like to absolutely do that. The 13 Pro Max versus the Galaxy S22 Ultra. I did that already on the channel. I'm going to say Galaxy S22 Ultra. That's me personally. Portland, Jamaica in the building. Hell yeah. 21 concurrent viewers. We really appreciate that. We're going to round up with a nice little topic at the end and kind of wrap this all up. The Pixel Watch would work much better with the Pixel 7 Pro and would thankfully proper work with the Pixel 7 Pro. Hopefully I got to see the Pixel Watch earlier today and first impressions were very... I'm not saying it's not a nice product, but I think your Galaxy Watch 4 will work fine. But I guess if you want the Fitbit, you're going to have to pay for Fitbit Premium after 6 months and you want that kind of tight integration, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Big up yourself, General. AirPods Max top tier. No idea. No idea. Never use AirPods Max. Never use them, so I can't fully comment to say whether they're top tier or not, in my personal opinion. Thanks, my man. Yes. Twitter. We're going to talk about Twitter. Oh, new age chaos thanks to Mr. Elon Musk. And it's been to say it's been mad, yeah, it's an understatement. Twitter is in a bit of a state right now, right? It's in a bit of a state right now in terms of the fact that there's been news of the fact that employees that were sacked, some are being asked to come back because they realize that the changes that they need to make to Twitter needs the experience of some of these people that got sacked and laid off. That's just a messy situation to be in. It is really just an SHIT show. It really is just not a good look, right? It really is not a good look. It's not a good look in that retrospect. Saturday, on the iOS version of, I'll try and even display it. Let's go to Twitter. On the iOS version of Twitter, right, we did have a software update that came and pretty much talked about detailing the features that are coming, right? Let's go to here. And it's even saying update because it looks to be another one that's here. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see it. Oh gosh, people. Right, here it is, right? It says, stop, man. Here it is. It says, starting today, this was 2 days ago, Saturday, we're adding great new features to Twitter Blue and have more on the way soon. Get Twitter Blue for $7.99 US. If you sign up now, blue check mark, power to the people. Your account will get a blue check mark, just like the celebrities, companies, politicians you already follow, right? Half as many ads since you're supporting Twitter to battle the bots, post longer videos, and also it says priority ranking. And right now it says obviously the availability for Twitter Blue with verification is currently available on iOS it says on iOS in USA, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and UK. Right, there is another update that's popped up for it, but it looks to be more around made improvements, squash bugs, Twitter is even better for you. Right, that's the main consensus of what's going on with Twitter. I'm really, really torn. Here's where I'm torn. I'm torn in between this, and this is a continuation for last week. I've said this before, and I don't want to bore with the same regurgitating stuff that I said last week. But before I joined Sam Mobile, I had no reason to be verified. It wasn't something I attained to have. I'm just being honest. It wasn't something I attained to have, or was in a position where I needed to have. When I joined Sam Mobile, and as consistently as I came with Sam Mobile, as well as doing stuff with other brands and other publications and stuff and whatnot, right? It got to a point where I said, I think it's going to be best for me to be verified, especially since these other publications and brands that I work for and work with, especially Sam Mobile being my main contractor, it would be best for me to do that. And that was from July 2021, officially more full-time since October last year. It's been a year plus right now. I've struggled to get verified. And again, I've said I've seen other people that join similar publications and blog sites like me get verified. Verification is a broken system. Apparently, there's this whole conspiracy going on about how people that were working for Twitter were selling verification for like $15,000. And I believe it. No proof, but I believe it. I believe stuff like that will happen because they know the value of what it can be for a status symbol, right? And I've seen the divide. I've seen people talk about how the devaluing of, the verification system being access to more people that are just going to pay for it nullifies how hard they've worked to get verified. I know Aaron from Zolo Tech was saying something similar as well. I know Zach from Android Police was saying something like this as well. And these are all justified means. I'm torn in between this because I've felt I met the criteria and I haven't been verified. And I've wanted to be verified based on just not being impersonated, right? And it's happened recently to me. It even blows my mind that it even happened. That people were coming to me saying that, I thought it was you that was telling me about the prize that I won on Twitter. I thought it was Telegram and it was Twitter. And I'll say, yo, what happened? Oh no, I've reported the account as blocked and stuff. When I'm seeing stuff like that, I know that how consistently I'm on with Sam Mobile as well as myself, especially as I get more channel sponsors that I do giveaways to give back to you. It's so important for my people not to be scammed through the giveaways that I do with my brands. Because if I can't manage that, honestly, I'm going to have to stop doing that. And I want at least some of my audience to get something back through the integrated sponsorships, especially the dedicated videos, which I know are very hard to digest on the channel. But if I don't do that, like doing this full time to the capacity and the quality that I'm having to do consistently, it's going to be very, very difficult. So I in a way see it as a kind of silver lining that yes, I can get verified. $8. Hell no, I was not going to pay $20 a month for it. Hell no. Hell no. Elon was smoking one and I stand by that. $8, yeah, I can get behind that. But I can get behind that if the verification system is strenuous. Now, we've seen that Elon tweeted about how if someone impersonates another one, especially if they're verified, instant permanent ban. And some people decided to push the limits and it actually found out that, yeah, they did get their account fully suspended. I don't really follow H3 Productions or podcasts in that sense, right? But I know of them in terms of where they are in the space. I think they had about 2.3 million followers on their Twitter account and was verified. They used Elon Musk's display picture, changed their name to Elon Musk and impersonated him for a while. Permanent ban. I think another lady did the same. Permanent ban. Right? So it's a bit of a wild place to be at the moment. But where I would want it to be a place of it making sense being verified is that get it done properly. Not just a guarantee of I'm paying, but verify that it is the person who they say they are. From an ID perspective or whatever, from, name, location, date of birth and stuff, right? Make that proper. But I think if you're doing it, and I believe Instagram does this where you have to verify with your ID if you meet that criteria. If you're not doing that, then it's a bit suspect. Here's where it's a bit suspect. Obviously, the midterm elections happen in the US, and they've actually just withheld having to enable people that want Twitter Blue to have the verification just to stop impersonation. From then already, this is a big worry. It's such a massive worry. It's already a worry if what you already plan to do to stop people getting scammed is the very thing that you're going to stop because an election's happening so you don't give it out. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. It already rings alarm clocks. I'm torn in between two. I would have preferred to have been verified, especially knowing, I know people want to downplay the importance of how Twitter is as a public platform. It is important. Twitter as a public platform is important, right? It's built its status to be important in that sense. But if it comes down to $8 a month to be verified, which in the UK works out to about £6.50, £7, you know what? For how widespread I am in terms of the content I do and where I've placed myself, I would do that to guarantee that I am the only Benjamin Abuaje in that capacity. Does it mean there won't be someone else with my name? Yeah, there will be someone else with my name, but they might have a different date of birth, or there might be differences enough where I just want that to be aligned. Do you get what I'm saying? And if we don't, if Elon doesn't, if I appreciate the fact that he's putting his money where his mouth is, literally the 44 billion, he wants instant changes. Like, no dancing around, instant changes, making it stick. I appreciate that. It's going to feel a bit chaotic because of how Twitter is anyway. But I just want it to be done properly, like all of us do. But I don't think being mad for the sake of being mad is going to help. I don't think so. I don't think being mad for the sake of being mad, whether this gets done, this gets done. Is it perfect? No. But we really just have to hone in on it. The name change thing, I think, is a bit extreme in terms of a permanent account ban from what I've been seeing. It's a bit nuts. It is a bit nuts. Seeing that is a bit crazy. But let's see how the elections go. You want to know what I'm going to do? Yeah, I'm going to try it. I'm going to pay for the verification, see if I get verified, see how that goes. I kid you not. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to dance around it. And I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to see how it goes. And I'm going to see the ramifications compared to not having to pay, to paying, and what the differences are. I'm going to try it. Would I try it if I wasn't in the position I'm in right now? No. But knowing the position I'm in right now, where I know I meet all the criteria to be verified, and I've always, it's always come back rejected. I'm going to try it and see how it goes. That's just me personally. Yeah, that is crazy. $8 a month, verification for everyone, halted. Impersonation, permanent block, comedy being legal, not being legal, elections. Oh my goodness, my head hurts even thinking about it. But Twitter, why I care about Twitter so much is Twitter is my favorite social media platform. I'm a typeholic. That's the best way I can describe myself. I'm a typeholic, and it's my favorite form. I'm not Instagram and all of that shallowness, nah. But Twitter is kind of like word of expression. It's a bit of a diary kind of form of a platform where you can kind of put it out there. Like I said it, like one guy that used to go, I think it was a year below me, went to the same school. He saw my iPad video, messaged me on Instagram, fine. But it's like the expression of that feeling of, right, that's so mad that one of my guys from school that I went to school with time ago saw one of my videos, messaged me. I put it on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? I put it on Twitter. It's quick turnaround. You just express that. And I love it for that reason. But Instagram is so like shallow, intentional, and yeah. So that's my thoughts. That's the roundup. Twitter. Oh my goodness. The state of things. Let's jump back into the comments, see what everyone's saying. Going to share the stream here now to my Twitter. Tag you, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And that's a great war with Jack Dorsey. Yeah. It was kind of mad back and forth. The thing is here, for me, Jack, yeah, Jack's trying to come in and add smoke. But I'm thinking like, Jack, you should have had the same energy to look after Twitter the way you needed to look after it. Now that you've left, you want to come back as I'm the superhero. Bro, just chill out, man. Chill out. All these changes, you could have made these changes. Like, if you actually looked after the company properly, it wouldn't be in the turmoil that it is. Now you've got what looks like a tyrant, but probably isn't a tyrant, and we have to see how things play out. You're trying to come in and trying to go back and forth. Whatever, innit? Cool, it is. That's the beauty of Twitter. That's the beauty of Twitter. That's the beauty of Twitter. All right, people, let's do a content recap. Let's do a content recap for the week and pretty much wrap it up into the last section of the Q&A and pretty much get in with that. So, camera comparison. Again, we did the camera comparison for the Google Pixel 7 versus the Galaxy S22. And I'm so glad to see that it has done well. It's a bit of a late one, but actually, all things considered, it did better than my Pixel 7 Pro versus Pixel 6 Pro. And yeah, I think it's my top one was the Pixel 7 Pro versus the S22 Ultra, followed by the Pixel 7 Pro versus the 14 Pro Max, then followed by that one. So I'm happy. Thank you for that. Again, a general rule for me is that I don't feel confident doing a review on these smartphones unless I've done a camera comparison. Because I've done the camera comparison on the Pixel 7, I'm confident to do the review. We are in the review process for the Pixel 7 Pro, so watch out for that video that's coming out. And watch out for a new series for your monthly software updates that's dropped. And we've got the security patch for November that's dropped for the Pixel. And I'm going to show you how we run down on that as well. For Sam Mobile, we did obviously the beta 2 of the Z Fold 4, but we're going to work on the beta 3 and the beta 4 because they've come out. So again, go over there and show support because there is a sponsor in there with Wondershare, which really helps. And yeah, that's kind of been it. It's a bit of a slow start, but honestly, we're stacking up a lot of you know support from brands this month, man, and it really helps me. It really helps me. I know some people get agitated when they work with brands, but I get agitated when I don't. Like, doing all these free YouTube videos with no sponsors on there, it kind of takes a hit to the pocket, you see me? So I'm grateful this month. Into the next month, we're in a strong place where we're really working with brands that are supporting. So you're going to be seeing that as well. So watch out for that Pixel 7 Pro video. Yep, we're working on that, and it's finally going to come into fruition. Let's jump into the comments. Totally agree, 100%. Couldn't agree more. Yeah. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Jimmy. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Okay. Right. A bit of a slight news update. We're going to stick this right to the end. My new year pretty much kind of is starting now. I'm looking to transition and just, you know, do something different. I will not be, so far as I know, unless maybe things change, but I will not be full-time with Sam Mobile from January. So I'm looking for a new position in terms of what I do. I think maybe for the first few months, I might just focus on the channel, build the channel to where it needs to be, especially if we hit 30K by the end of the year. It will put us in a good momentum where maybe by the end of 2023, we might be able to actually hit 50 or 60K subs. On top of that as well, you know, build my other platforms like TikTok, which I really want to build. I want to build my Instagram properly. I've seen what other guys have done, like Kagan Tech and whatnot, where they've been able to build their Instagram to like over 100K, as well as their TikTok to over 100K, all doing shorts and reels. I want to jump on that as well. So maybe not doing Sam Mobile full time will give me that chance. But then again, that's my main salary in terms of my main contractor. So I'm in a bit of a weird place, right? Anxious but excited. You know, I've reached out to certain brands that I want to work with on the long term, where if they do come through for me on the clutch, it means I can focus on Lover of Tech full time, you know. And it's going to be an interesting test, but I'm up for a challenge. That's one thing. I'm definitely up for a challenge. So that's one major news that I wanted to really just touch on, people. So if you see less of me on Sam Mobile, that's the reason why. Again, things happen, things change and whatnot. So it's just one of those things. Oh God, these bots, man. These on timeout, goodness. So that's the kind of state of affairs with me at the moment going into the new year. But I already have a content plan of how to switch things up and take things to the next level. And you're gonna start seeing that already from the channel, right? I think I'm setting aside certain things and just realizing that I know the type of content that will accelerate growth on a channel to put me in a very, very strong place to focus on Lover of Tech being the sole entity of what I do for a living and not having to be pressured to work for other publications and stuff, which I'm grateful for. You know, again, I'm grateful for the access and opportunity that Sam Mobile has given, from directly with Samsung, being able to travel and see all the different events, people. I wouldn't have been able to do it with Lover of Tech in a state that it was in last year. So I'm grateful for that. At the same time, I'm happy I didn't put, it was a lot of work, but I'm happy I didn't take my foot off the gas for the channel to still make it a place where, you know, it's sustainable in its own way, semi-sustainable. we're gonna take things up to the next level. And I think that's kind of like the major one, to be honest. It's a bit of a. I've got my own things in terms of like how I feel about it, but at the same time, business is business. I get it. I've been in this position before, but I think being in this position before, I wasn't expecting to be in this position less than 2 years, you know, but here I am again. And I think all it just reminds me of is that at the end of the day, you are your own security. No matter how hard you work and how good you do a job, you can still be dispensable. And it's unfortunate, but it's just business. So I get it. I get it. I get it. So we move. So watch out for new stuff that's coming. We're taking things up another level. And we are pretty much wrapping this up. Yeah, we're over the hour. We are over the hour. 30 seconds. And then we are out, people. We are out. Whew. All right. All right, people. We are pretty much done for your Monday Night Tech and Chill show Unplugged. Hope you're safe during this time. Really appreciate you joining. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.